he's done. He just loves the business and just a hell of a guy. Even if he is an asshole, but I mean, he's a hell of a guy to me. But I'm an asshole.
Yo, Josh, I had fucking heat with him, bro. Like,
Did you?
bad. Like, I was gonna kill him. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did not.
No, me too.
And I like
Me
him,
too.
so.
Me too. He came to me at a show that I was doing merch for in Tucson. I was with Shadow Fox up there, and he came up to me and just we had a conversation. I can't tell I don't want to talk about the conversation, but we had a conversation, and
I believe I know it's also about a Vegas trip, right?
Yes.
So yes, I do know that, and I again won't get into that, but yes. Which I am glad that there is not heat now with that.
No, I'm cool with it. Look, man, I get over shit real easily. I was just in a bad place, so I was copping a resentment, as they say in recovery.
Exactly.
So let me get into the next set of questions here. I'm sorry, were you done?
Oh yeah, I mean, in that sense, now that I got randomly sidetracked and everything, if anybody had questions, you can write it in, and I'll definitely re-answer any Destiny wrestling questions.
Okay. What has been your favorite match so far?
My favorite match actually took place out in Phoenix, and it was against Don Vitale.
I knew you were going to say that.
He had Slam U. I love that match, man. We just kind of went out there and we had the basics set out, but we just went out and felt the crowd and whooped each other's ass. And it was just a damn good time. Besides that, I had a triple threat with a good friend, Joe Casada, and Chad Thomas, who you know. And that was the only time that I've truly, like, never felt like there was anything wrong in the triple threat. It just, we didn't necessarily talk about things. We just had the basic skeleton, kind of in mind, and we just at least flowed. Everything worked that night. So those are my two proud moments. People tell me I've got quite a few that they really like, and those are usually matches I absolutely hated. But that's only me as a performer.
Right.
That other fans, they just went, that was one hell of a fight. And I never tried to let fans not see a fight.
Right. Fucking. I knew you were gonna say that answer too. I knew you were gonna give that answer.
I love that, and it's also the only match that I personally do not have full footage of. In that sense, I don't have an actual full copy of it, and I've been trying for a long time, but I couldn't even remember the camera guy's name, and I haven't talked to Dom in a minute. But in that sense, yeah, that's the one in my collection that I'm like, I'd love an actual good like hard cam. In that sense, but it's just...
I'd get a hold of that match if I were you. By hook or
by
crook, bro.
Yeah, I want it. So in that sense, I just gotta actually get up off my ass now that I got a couple kids and all that, and actually put my own collection back together.
Okay. What has been your favorite match? I'm sorry. What companies were you working for before this whole thing started?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
What companies were you working for before the whole COVID-19 thing started?
Overall, I was really just heavily working for our training school or class, if you will, Hardway University, that being Dex run in that sense. But and just sending my kids out. I've done a couple shows out in Amarillo, Dallas area, like Cleburne, things that way. I say short runs, but most of those are like 10-hour drives. Some up in DCW before and with Vince Russo, because Vince Russo actually is helping direct or was directing some stuff because they just got onto CW TV up there, and then obviously, which sucks, is the COVID hit and shut everything down up there. I mean, along with across the country. But most, like, my guys have been working out for Party Hard. I think they've done. I don't know the last time my kids were out at HIW, but they've worked there several times. D6W, they're going through some companies, getting their teeth cut and all that stuff, and trying to find out who they are. But good working class of kids.
Good stuff, man. That's awesome.
That's for me, I'm not necessarily working, just connecting my kids out to a lot of the companies we used to work for, and just get them some road mileage.
Right. I think you already answered. I was going to ask you how you met the rest of the DRC, but you already answered that for the most part.
That was just me, Dex, and Johnny beating the shit out of each other over the years and going, we should probably take it a little bit easier and not hurt each other. And we all just love riding together. And me and Dex always loved giving Johnny shit. Like, he could have killed us and should have probably legitimately killed us several different times.
Oh my God.
But he is a saint for not in that nature. I don't know if that's been a fit for him, but I think he came out a stronger person.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I don't say bullying or hazing in that sense is the best thing, but I think hazing between friends it's a gray area. I don't know. I'm not going to explain that because it's not going to play well in 10 years. When somebody listens to this, they're going to be like,
I don't know one of yous that didn't fuck with me. Every single guy, you and Dex and even Kyle Hawk for some stupid reason, all of you guys broke my balls at one point in time. It's just part of what people do as a wrestler.
Yeah. It's just, shit, man, you're on the road for 10 hours, one way to do a show. Yeah, eventually, I'm sick of picking on the guys in the car. Let's see what we can do here. It's improv. You also got to shit talk to each other in the back so you have a little funner time with the crowd out front. Keep you sharp.
Yeah. All right, put over Hobo Hank.
Hobo Hank, man, if I didn't, that motherfucker has done everything. He is if not everybody in Albuquerque knows who he is. That is one of my biggest shames as a promoter for Destiny Wrestling is that I could not have him as a true household name like a Rapid Ricky Romero. Because that's what he should be around here is remembered. And again, pro wrestling, as everybody, like if you look at him, you go, he's not the physical specimen. He is not a Hogan. He's not anything. But his heart and soul pours out in every single match. And if you could just scoop that up with a little bit of like a teardrop, like fairy dust, and sprinkle it on just one of a trainee, just to get half of that love, it would be great. The guy, again, he's been in the industry way longer than I have, and he's always been respectful to me. I've always, given him a spot to work, but he's always earned a spot. He sells the most tickets out of everybody. He brings the most people in.
Dude, isn't he like a teacher or something?
He is actually which again for me is somewhat hard because I don't like giving shit away. But he is a manager at a restaurant. But he's done some stuff actually for the franchise, which I don't know if they'll ever pay him back the way they should off of him help garnering a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, he's been he's basically a general manager and
okay,
just a damn hard worker. But yeah, for professional wrestling, the guy's got a heart of gold, and I'd kick a midget for him.
He was always nice to me, man. He was like ridiculously nice. He's cool as shit.
He's just down to earth. Yeah, he's a sweetheart, man. I mind you, on with Hobo Hank, not to necessarily go sideways. To me is one of the funniest things. We had done a spot. He was going to be working Almighty Sheik. Sheik.
Yeah.
In that sense, you worked him in Arizona, but we were bringing him in, and we were doing this whole thing that we had a couple guys dressed up as terrorists. They come in and they beat Hobo Hank down while Hobo was doing a live concert for the crowd. Because if you don't know this, he actually is in a band and is a singer. So he was doing some country music for the fans, and they come in and they bash him with his own guitar because he told them, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I've got a couple others. Just let's break this guitar, and it's a real guitar. So he gets bashed, and it smashes at the handle, just breaks off in that sense of the string. And the guy, he was like, no, hit me again. is telling the guy or whatever, we got to break it. So the guy picks it up and clubs him with it. It doesn't break because, again, it's a real guitar. And if anybody's listening to this and doesn't know that Jeff Jarrett rigged his own guitar, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just don't stand up for you. But we had fans that had literally shit on that in that sense after we had done another spot with Jeff Jarrett that he blew a guitar over my head. He was like, now they were like, well, that's such a fake guitar because the handle broke. That's what they were like, we can tell that that's a fake guitar. The same people applauded, the same three fans applauded the Jeff Jarrett guitar shot over my head because I'm not taking a real guitar and I did build it. So when it blew up over me, I knew it was going to break. And they were like, see, that's a real guitar. That's how they break.
Oh, geez.
Really? No, it's a prop, asshole. I didn't want to get hit with a guitar. I'm pretty sure Hobo got a concussion when he took the second headshot
right?
and just got thudded. I feel bad for him, but he was like, no, we got to break it. Hobo, you're not thinking straight. No, don't do that. But yeah, he got clubbed. So it's just a funny thing because the fan literally got mad and got swapped up of which one was a prop and not. And to me, I just thought that was funny because I was like, have you ever hit a guitar with anything?
Right?
Yeah. They would tell you that it's not going to break. I mean, shit, half of YouTube could tell you that.
Right.
But nonetheless, I digress.
All right. I've seen you've worked with Devin Storm out of Texas. He's an awesome guy.
I love Devin.
Yeah, so do I, man. Tell us a little bit about your dealings with him.
Well, I met Devin when I rode out to do a show for Chewy Martinez at OXW when he was running that out there, and that was my first encounter with him, and me and him just hit it off, and he had just moved back from Arizona back to Texas. I think he had been back maybe a month or something in that sense, and everything. Shows or anything that way. He's been a hell of a contact and always spoke highly. For me in that sense, he actually hooked me and some of the other guys like Johnny K, Mosh Pit Mike, and Ray Basuda up with Rikishi when we were doing when Rikishi was doing the Territory League show in that sense. So we were Team New Mexico and all that, and he used us because obviously Rikishi was using him to help set up a Dallas team and some other things that way. And he was like, hey, man, you guys got to get in contact with Destiny Wrestling, Josh, and all those guys. And, I mean, I could never say anything bad about Devin. He's always been a stand-up guy. He's shown up to shows when we did Martin Luther Tag Team Tournament out in Lubbock, Texas. He drove, I think it was 10-plus hours at the time where he lived, up to do a manager spot, in that sense, just because he wanted to be part of the show and have, again, drink with us afterwards, because, again, a bar after a show is never a bad thing. Well, sometimes it is. I've met some people it's bad for. But in that sense, either way, I know he's going through a little bit of a foot infection right now. So either way, I'm sending all my at least positive hope and things that way to hopefully he gets fully recovered and that he doesn't have to have another surgery on that thing. So, but yeah, I love Devin, man. He's a hell of a dude.
He's a great dude. I first met him with Shane Stratmore. That's who he was with in Phoenix. And Shane was like my fourth or fifth match, and Devin came and we all had a good conversation. And next thing I know, he was inviting me up to, I believe it was for RPPW or something like that. I can't remember the name of his company, but he had us over there for a few matches. It was great. I enjoyed the time, and he let us stay with him and fed us, and he was a great dude. So
he's always taken great care of me, and right now he's hooked up with APW out in Cleburne, Texas, and they're doing, again, it's a small indie promotion, just like a lot of us are out there, but they give a good, honest product, and it shows because, again, anything he's ever been part of, I've always found that it comes off more honest, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's always solid. It's always solid.
Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself making a run at AEW?
In AEW, honestly, I have my character, Josh Payne, absolutely not. And for better or worse, Josh Payne, along